you want to take your home bar to the next level, have a barrel-aged cocktail at your next party. I'm Brian Johnson, and in this episode of Better Cocktails at Home, we are going to be barrel aging a cocktail, specifically the 6-cylinder cocktail. Now, this cocktail is a very old cocktail. It was created in the 1920s out of Paris, and it was actually a winner at a cocktail competition back then. It's really nice, and it's got 6 ingredients, so we're going to start doing that and use that cocktail as our kind of example cocktail of how to barrel age a cocktail. So first of all, you're going to need a barrel. Then you're going to need your spirits, obviously. Now for barrel aging, usually I try to stick with kind of either high proof spirits, your standard spirits, or like fortified wines. They just keep the barrel really well and really nice for making a cocktail and give it that kind of nice dynamic to it. So before we start, this particular barrel is 1 liter, so you want to obviously figure out what your size barrel you have, compute all of the ratios as far as what you need of each ingredient. I've already done that here, so this is 1 liter. So that translates into ounces, about 33 ounces or so is what you need to come up with. So this cocktail's got 6 ingredients, a 6-cylinder. It's got a gin base, although it's not much of a base, because in the original cocktail, he calls for all equal parts, so just 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. I liked emphasizing the gin a little bit, so I just bumped it up a little bit, and I bumped the Dubonnet down just a touch. So that was my own kind of take on it. So to barrel age 1 liter, I need 8 1/4 ounces of gin. And we're going to add that to this mixing glass. Now, for the rest of the ingredients, besides the Dubonnet, I need 5 1/2 ounces of each one. So, sweet vermouth, I'm going to use Dolin. Add that in. Next up, Cherry Heering. And again, 5 1/2 ounces of this. And then we have Campari, 5 1/2 ounces of Campari. Add that in. Then we have dry vermouth, 5 1/2 ounces dry vermouth. Add that. We're almost done. And then finally the Dubonnet, which we're going to do 2 3/4 ounces. So as I said, this is not, I mean, it's a gin cocktail, but with, 3 liqueurs, 3 fortified wines. It's kind of a cool, very rich cocktail. All right, and I'm just going to stir this up, kind of get it all mixed before I add it into the barrel. That should do it. And the funnel makes this process a lot easier. Pour it in. If I measure it right, we shouldn't have any overflow. Man, look at that. Looks like I did. So we've got our cocktail in there. You want to cap it. Now before I put my spirits in there, before I use this barrel, you want to put water in it to get all the seams really tight so it soaks up so you don't leak anything out. Once you do that, and it takes a very amount of time, it could take 4 hours, a day. Just put it in there, kind of check for leaks, and once it's all done, dump the water out, get your stuff together, pour it in. Check it once a day or so, or kind of in the beginning, probably not as much. Towards the end, smaller barrels age faster, so maybe take it. This could take 3 weeks. It could take a month. It could take a little longer. Obviously, it's up to you what kind of flavor you're looking for. So I can't taste this right now, but whenever this is done, we'll do another video when we basically take this from the barrel and bottle it. And we'll taste it then and see how it turned out. And I'm really excited about that. I love barrel-aged cocktails. They really can add a lot of depth of flavor to it. They're really fun, and I really enjoy them. And it's great for parties because your cocktail's already done, and people think you're really amazing for barrel-aging a cocktail. And that's how you make a barrel-aged cocktail.